All right. Switching from top chat to live chat. Checking stream health. Stream health is fine. Give me 1 second, everybody, and then I will probably start this thing. All right, folks. So, this is how this is going to work. So, as you guys can see, there is a little thing right up here. Tells you what we're doing. We are currently at 2 minutes. Rounded roughly. So, I'm Kitthesoulless. You guys know that fairly well already. The reason we're doing this stream instead of the gaming stream today is because, well, it has been a year to the day since the whole Kero controversy began. The problem with this is it's still ongoing because people simply won't let things go. People have been coming up with more and more false evidence. People have been coming up with more and more claims, and it's not even just Kero anymore. It's a lot of other people have become part of this controversy without realizing it. So what we're going to do today is, you guys can see the topics that are currently up there right now. I'm going to essentially show you guys, you know, we're going to have essentially a discussion on all of this. Holy fuck, what did I just grab? Oh, that's what I grabbed. But anyways, um, what happened, Andy? Ah, anyways, but yeah, no. So, as for the rules, stay civil, no insults, no attacking people. How this is going to work is we actually have a open discussion board room or a discussion room over on our server. So what's going to happen is I am going to right now hop into the live call room myself on our server, and people are going to get the chance to come in and speak their mind one-on-one during the stream to talk about, whatever topic we're on if they want. You can say your name, you can choose not to, you can stay anonymous, I don't care. I would just rather see people speak their mind and let everybody know how the controversy has affected them. In my case, I'm going to be telling you guys how it's uh, affected me and how uh, it's essentially put me through the ringer and back just because of the fact that I didn't choose to openly hate on an individual over something that wasn't even proven fact yet. Um, as a fair warning, I am more than likely going to be drinking today, so not much though. But anyways, so what we're gonna do is for each of the uh, topics, we're going to I'm gonna share my own experiences and what have you, and then I'm gonna open up the floor to whoever wants to talk. If anybody wants to speak, go on to Discord onto our server and send me a private message, or ping me if you want. If you want to do this publicly, feel free to ping me. If you want to be more private, we can do things more privately. I can even set up specific channels so that people can't see who you are in the discussion room on the server if you really want to make sure people don't know who you are. Same rules apply. You must stay civil. There's no attacking people. There's no berating people. There's no insulting people for any reason. That is a static rule of this channel, no matter what side of the conversation you're on. If you have an issue with somebody or you believe that, well, you know, you can't stay civil, then step away from the microphone at that point. That's all I ask. Just don't get yourselves in trouble. Anyways, we are at 7 minutes and 30 seconds and are moving into how I got involved in all this. At 7 minutes and 20, or not 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Shit. There we are. Anyways, so weirdly enough, how I got involved in all of this, and as I was saying, you guys can, you know, come and speak on the Discord after the fact. We've apparently already got one, what's the word? Max, yeah, I know people never really want to be civil, but that's the thing. I don't let people, I don't honestly let people have a voice if all they're going to do is berate people. On the same note, I should point out that bans from my channel are almost never permanent. So if somebody does get a little, wound up and does say something that gets them kicked off the stream, more than likely they will be unbanned by tomorrow morning. The reason I kick people out of the stream is because I don't want them to do more damage to themselves or, affect other people too terribly negatively. The reason being is because we've had people in the past literally come onto a live stream that we were doing and encourage people to commit suicide, which it's never good. Anyways, how I got involved with all of this is actually kind of interesting because prior to the Kero controversy, I didn't necessarily know who he was. I had seen a couple of his videos, but that was just about it. Also, hello, Seth. So I didn't really know what all was going on when somebody told me, hey, look, there's a famous fur that's being roasted and being attacked all over Twitter. Go check it out. I had no idea what I was getting myself into or what have you. I'm actually going to adjust my camera here. Give me just 1 second because I just realized the camera is a little high. There we go. Anyways, Sinbad, I will let you speak in just a second. But anyways, so somebody originally told me that there was some kind of drama going on Twitter, and it involved a furry YouTuber. So I went to go check it out. I had heard of Kero before. I had watched a couple of his videos, but other than that, I didn't know who he was. Um, and you guys all know me. I have this habit of when somebody's being called a monster, I typically want to meet that person because more often than not, they're either being, accused of things they haven't done, or they're being slammed because somebody had a disagreement with them or something or what have you. Um, and I figured, okay, I'll look into this. I kind of want to know because this, to some degree, affects me because, this is the kind of person that I'm trying to come up behind in views when it comes to YouTube. So a thing like this could very easily affect my career on YouTube as much as anyone else's. Um, and the reason I say this is because, think about it, the adpocalypse happened and pretty much all fucking gamers on YouTube got told, well, we're gonna demonetize you anytime you cuss. Or you're not allowed to play violent games anymore. So backlash that are things that happen on YouTube, things that affect YouTube, literally affects everybody. And in the same kind of feel, it affects everybody if it happens on Twitter now too, because Twitter has a bad habit of, you know, trying to get people banned on other platforms if they are banned on Twitter, which kind of sucks. Hello, Derek. And yeah, Twitter is a little bit evil. Um, Wait, what do you mean? Am I okay? Um, if you're talking about the bags under my eyes, I just don't sleep very well. It's a long story. I've had insomnia for a long time. But anyways, so what originally got me into all of this is I went and I found the files that were leaked about Kero and about the rest of the group, and I started sifting through everything. And I can tell you right now, don't ever do something like that unless you're fully ready to accept the nightmares that come with it, because there are things I saw in those files that I still have nightmares from. So that's a thing. Um, but I started putting things together, just trying to, fit little puzzle pieces together, figure out if I could determine whether or not, Kira was innocent or guilty. And I started finding inconsistencies. Um, Things like body types that didn't match up, or information that didn't match up, or people that supposedly had more of a issue with him that were spreading things like this. I also found parts in the actual video evidence that were just everything that was leveled against Kero didn't match up. Didn't. God damn, yeah, Kero. It has been a year. Um, no, don't worry about it, man. No, actually, Max, what I was saying was when I first joined into this controversy, I wanted to know personally if he was guilty or innocent. So what I did was I went and I sifted through every bit of evidence that was leveled against him. I sifted through everything I could. I contacted as many people as I could. Um, I talked to as many people as I could, and I personally came to the conclusion that I believe he's innocent. And for that, I apparently became, to some people, the spearhead of the, groups that were protecting or defending Kero, just for the fact that I wanted to, make the judgment for myself whether or not I believed he was innocent or guilty. I essentially got branded as enemy to anybody who believed that he was already guilty. Um, so I went from, just basic curiosity, is this real, to being bombarded from all sides. And eventually I just said, okay, well, fuck it. If this is going to be another thing and I'm going to get dragged into something like this again, I might as well just, go and find a way to contact Kero directly. So I kind of got in touch with somebody that I thought would have a connection to him, which thankfully she did, so yay, and that was Ashley Zoe Fox. I had kind of an issue getting a hold of her at first because it was a pain in the ass to figure out where the hell I could get a hold of her other than YouTube. But aside from that, I decided I wanted information straight from the source, and good God, did I get it. And I thank you for that, by the way, giving me a chance to talk to you originally, Kero, because holy God, you didn't need to do that, and I would have understood if you had just basically shut yourself off from everything at that point. But I kind of want to say thank you for actually letting me talk to you and get to know you. So, um, by the way, guys, I do apologize. I'm not going to be focusing as much on the chat today. When I open up the floor for people to talk, I will start answering questions as well. But yeah, so right now we're actually going to open up the floor for people to talk. If you want to talk, message me on Discord, and I'll set up a bit for you to talk. I'm going to limit it to about probably between 3 and 5 minutes per person. But please try to stay on topic. So the topic right now is how you wound up involved in the controversy itself, whether you wound up there as a spectator or what have you. We want to know how you got wrapped up in all of this. And Kira, you actually do have a very good point. Anyways, I believe at this point, Sinbad wanted to join in. You're not going to be on the chatterbox. You're going to be joining the live call room, Sinbad. And for the record, folks, the call room that I currently have opened up, you can't actually hear anything from it until I... Alright, hold on one second, Sinbad. So, I do have a cutoff ability for the Discord, so if anybody does come on and starts being toxic or what have you, or starts saying things that are wildly inappropriate, I do have the ability to cut people off. This is kind of an anti-griefer measure for us, but anyways, so now we have Sinbad on the Discord, and we're going to open up the floor to him for right now. So, Sinbad, tell us how you came to be wound up and wrapped up in all this bullshit.
So, I used to actually know Kero way before he became a popular furry, actually. I was one of his first few followers in his channel. And
Nice.
basically, I've heard through you actually what happened, and it got me really badly worried about it. In fact, when I saw the tweet about Kero leaving the fandom, it got me just seriously sad and depressed. And
Yeah.
I tried to send a really long message to Kero on Twitter, I think.
I
Yeah.
actually kind of remember you doing that too, or saying you're gonna do it.
So, Kero, if you actually saw on Twitter what I sent you, I hope that you've seen it, and I best of luck to you for trying to make it through, because I actually know how it feels. I went through an exact similar situation that lasted for
Same.
like 5 years in a row at the moment with one of my friends, Starman3. I'm not going to talk about the exact situation because I don't want to put more fuel to the fire. The situation actually has been just settled just today, and I am very
Oh,
glad about it.
Jesus.
Yeah, 5 years in a row.
Alright, so, by the way, we're going to have Vanguard Skylar up after Sinbad here. So, you essentially got pulled into this by me, and I kind of do apologize for that, but at the same time, I kind of don't. because I do like informing people of things that are happening in our community, mostly because I've been a part of it for over 20 years now, and I've seen what happens when misinformation spreads. It all too often gets really ugly.
I just can't help but to agree against that.
Yeah.
Aside from
Oh,
that,
Jesus. Apparently, Kira didn't see your message, but then again, he also got over 10,000 messages in the first couple days of the controversy. I'm guessing you mean in the first like couple days or couple weeks of it,
exactly, in
because
fact,
good God, I've seen some of the shit that was sent to you by the way, Kiro, and that's good God, it's
it's
horrifying. But I'll
it's
go more into
horrifying
that.
indeed.
I'll actually go more into that when we hit the horror stories section of our discussion.
Yeah. And Kiro, by the way, if you do use Discord, I'd like to be able to speak with you eventually. If you're able to settle down and everything, if you do use Discord, or you can speak with me with Telegram, I'll add you eventually. Well, I'll add you when I can.
Yep, yep. Um. Anyways, so thank you for coming on, Sinbad. But we're gonna hop on to another voice.
It's fine.
So
You're welcome, Kit.
no problem. Take care, man. And
Thanks.
once again, thank you for coming.
Yeah. And I hope we can voice chat again soon, Kit, because I really miss you hearing your voice.
Yeah, no, we really should.
Yeah.
Anyways,
See ya.
talk to you later, man.
See ya.
All right. So once again, there is a slot opened up in the um discussion room. I believe Skylar wanted to come in next. There you are. Okay, cool. Let's see about testing out your mic before we open up the channel, okay? Because we have had some problems in the past with people not being able to speak. Oh, and apparently, guys, it was within the first 5 months, not the first couple weeks. But goddamn. By the way, for the record, Sinbad, unless you like having your information as public knowledge, everything that happens in the chat happens on screen. So you just kind of literally gave anybody and everybody who sees this video your Telegram and Discord information. See, the problem with that is it's been on the screen for a little while already, and, well, it's okay. I'm just giving you fair warning. If it pops up on screen and you're part of this, more than likely you're going to get targeted. So, Skylar, is your microphone not working? Because if you're talking, I can't hear you. Maybe you have a onboard mute function on the headset that's being triggered in some way. Oh, okay, cool. Hello, Shock. um, but yeah, holy shit. Brain. Also, where the hell did my cup go? I don't know where I put my cup. That's bad. Okay, so apparently Skylar is trying to set up their microphone or something. Ah, is it working again? Yes, no? Okay, so I can see him trying to flicker his microphone. Um, yeah. For the record, folks, if you do want to get in touch with Kero, I'm actually one of the I think 4 or 5 people that can transfer information to him. Like, if you want to send me your Telegram or Discord or what have you, all of my information is already public knowledge. I don't care who knows, that I'm involved here. If you guys want a more private link or a more private way to possibly get in touch with him, message me and ask me to send information to him. But just remember, it's civility is a rule, kind of, when dealing with me or with anybody. It should be really. Um, so if you just spam me with requests to send him insults, I'm just gonna ignore you. Um, all right. That works, Max. Anyways, Skylar, if you're having trouble with your microphone, you can actually send what you want to say in chat or in text. Um, and I'll read it out for you if you'd like. Uh, I do know that on occasions it's a pain in the ass to get Discord to work properly. So, that is a thing. Also, got a pending friend request. Hello. Anyways, um, I would turn on background music, by the way, guys, but the problem with that is if we did that, it would kind of weird out Discord. So if we want to be able to have people, call in or what have you and become part of the actual stream, we can't do that. But anyways. Oh, that works. Um, let's see. Let's try one more time and see if we can get Skylar into the call. And if that doesn't work, I'll have him type out or what have you and read things off for him. But we do have to get moving on after this call with him. Um, hey, Misha. So, Skylar, how are you doing over there? Are you managing to get everything working or no? Um, did we lose Skylar? Hold on. Max Wolf, will Kero be okay? Honestly, that's more of a question for him, but from what I've gathered, more than likely, yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be just fine. I mean, there's still days that are up and down from what I gather, but it's the same whenever this kind of shit happens. Okay, so folks, we are gonna have to move on in topic. I think we lost Skylar. I don't know. Um, but it is 30 minutes in, and we are moving on to my experiences in this controversy. At 30 minutes in. Uh, so when I say my experiences, I mean my experiences in uh things that have happened to me specifically and around me because of this controversy. And one of the biggest things is I've had my life threatened now multiple times just for the small part I've taken in this controversy and in trying to find out what has actually happened here. Um, I've had people come to me and harass me. I've had groups attempt to dox me. Um, I've even had a couple individuals telling me that they were going to find out where I'm staying at conventions and, try to come and or tell correction, they were not trying to come to hurt me. They were telling me that they were going to find me at the conventions that I go to and bomb my room. So they were legitimately telling me that they were going to try to kill me. Um, but realistically, when this kind of thing happens on the internet, yes, take it seriously, but also take it with a grain of salt because more often than not, it's somebody being edgy and thinking that the internet is going to provide them enough anonymity that they're, not going to suffer any consequences if they do something stupid like that. Um, Um, but yeah. So another experience that I've had, weirdly enough, in this particular issue is, yeah. Um, but another issue, or not issue, but experience I've had in this was actually getting to talk on for a while, a nearly daily basis with Kero. Which, quite honestly, when I started getting involved in this, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Oh hey, wait. Okay, so we literally just got Skylar's mic working. So we're gonna let him speak for just a minute here. So if you want, you can touch on both the last topic and the current one. But give me just a second. I'm gonna open up the channel right now. Say welcome to Skylar, everybody.
Hello everyone, my name is Vanguard Skylar. I'm actually one of Kiro's, also part of Kiro's Patreon page, and I'm gonna say ever since this just at this point, because I just
Hold on a sec. You're cutting in and out, man.
but and hunts that have been happening. I tell you guys, being witch hunted is
Not fun.
not. No, it's not. And I like two people coming to me in my mom's apartment asking who Vanguard was. Luckily, I just told them to either get out or I'll call the police.
So wait, you've actually had people show up at your door.
And I don't know how they found my address. I don't know what happened, but I constantly changed my passwords, and it was just.
Yeah, it can literally take just a single slip and then everybody knows where you are. It's one of the reasons why I am as careful with people knowing my real name and what have you as possible. There's next to nothing that can trace where I'm at without, breaking several laws. So
Yeah, that's very true.
that's also not information most people would know how to do. It's not something most people would know how to do right off the bat, mostly because when I was in my early 20s, I kind of worked in the cybersecurity field, so I know some of the tricks of the trade, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was really scary at first, but I'm just glad towards the manager, and the manager of the apartment said, "Get the heck out of my apartment," because they weren't going to tolerate it. Also, a few of us have been banned from fur meets, and literally,
Yeah, it
mine,
happens.
I have a friend of mine who, from all the Utah fur meets, and all the Utah furs literally hate him because he supports Kero. So he's lost Snap, which
Yeah, that is
the,
kind of the thing. People nowadays are all for deplatforming and removing people that they don't agree with. Uh, so that's a thing.
yeah, been laying low for a long time. I literally don't go to fur meets as much as I do because somebody in a fur meet will literally come and attack me like out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, all we want is for this to be over so we can live our normal lives. And like, if you like, I had like one person on my YouTube video on comment, but luckily YouTube removed it. Said, "Oh, you support Kero the Wolf? You're blah blah blah." I'm like, and luckily YouTube removed it. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
that's so.
Lucky you, because realistically, I've had to go and filter out things by hand for the last year, ever since I started posting content about the whole Kiro incident. I've had people constantly coming to my channel and saying things like, you deserve to die, you're a dog fucker, things like that. Just for the fact that I supported him. So.
Yeah, it's like, my God. I mean, I got 617 subscribers, but something called a Z block list that somebody shoved me
Oh
on.
god. Yeah, no, I wound up on the same thing. I'm actually, to date, I think on 19 different block lists.
And it shocked me. I actually found this out when I was at work. So many pictures. I be off work because I was literally just like, this is just not, no, that's just completely and utterly stupid that somebody would list and immediately put them on our, like, put them on a list and everything. And they already got a Twitter account on there too. I can't even change the name. So even if I change my name, they're like, oh, he changed to this, add that. And like, it's not going to stop. But over,
Yeah,
I
no.
think.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop even when and Kero gets his name cleared and all that. Which at this point I'm fairly certain the what's it called? The investigation in Pittsburgh is gonna fall apart.
Yeah, I did believe that.
So.
All I gotta say, everyone, literally, hate doesn't solve anything. Witch hunts don't solve everything because you're literally hurting somebody else, but you have no idea you're actually hurting a human being.
Yeah.
You're not just affecting their lives, but once all, if I know Kira's innocent, but soon's gonna backlash, and you're gonna get.
See?
There's no balance. It's just chaos and discord.
That's actually one of the things I wanted to bring up is all the witch hunting bullshit. And this was actually one of the things that I was going to bring up in this particular section as well. Is that I've also had this issue of after Kiro essentially supposedly left the community, left the fandom, a lot of the groups that were targeting him specifically went and targeted other furs that were pretty popular. there was even a group that was out there trying to claim that Majiro was essentially a rapist and that their friend, I think Echo, or whoever the hell was in the Echo suit, was suffering
think it
from
was
Stockholm syndrome. So that was a thing. Yeah, seriously, just outlandish shit. They also dug into other people's past and tried using information out of context for various people. I think at one point, literally every fucking member of Damn Dog Games was a target to one of those groups.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
At this point, I talked to him and he. Oh boy.
Anyways, Skylar, thank you for coming on. We're actually gonna move, or I'm gonna finish up my experiences part of this, and then we're gonna move on.
I'm gonna go and hopefully finish dinner, or I don't eat dinner yet. What am I doing with my life? Ah! And you and to everyone out there, thank you guys so much for.
Hey, apparently Set the Dutch Angel Dragon is part of Damn Dog Games, and are you saying you're part of Damn Dog Games, or you were, there to see all the bullshit go down? Huh?
Page, so as well, so.
Anyways.
Yeah. You guys continue on, so.
Alright, and
I'll see you guys later.
I'll talk to you later, Sky.
See you guys.
Okay, so that was interesting. And yeah, no, I'm actually really curious now if Set was saying that they're part of DDG or if they were, keeping an eye on the whole DDG shitstorm that happened shortly after the Kiro's issue. Oh, you're not one of the main lot, but still. Well, okay, cool. But yeah, no, I think one of the first people for DDG to get targeted, I think the very first two people that got targeted that I noticed were Sky and Rico. So that's a thing. And people essentially dug up information on their past, took everything out of context, and essentially started putting people on blast. I believe at one point the old thing, I know this was a controversy a while back, this was a discussion a while back that there were people that thought that Rico Tiger was the center of some kind of ring of mersuiters that were trying to intentionally spread AIDS to as many people as they could at various conventions. And the first thing I'm thinking of is I watched this fucking controversy go down years prior. I remember seeing all of that happen in the past. Because even though I haven't been as active as I could have been in the furry community until recently, I have been keeping myself updated on what's happening in the community. And usually when this kind of shit happens, I tend to, at very least, take notice when somebody's getting, dogpiled on like that. And to see that come back up so many years later was just... It was fucking shocking to see. And then all the bullshit with Sky and Corey, and then fucking, oh my god. These were issues that happened years ago. And in fact, one of the people who was a part of the Fur Avengers goes by Paul on Twitter. You guys will probably recognize him by his @ Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up his @ that's the thing. Let's see. I actually wound up talking to this individual because they decided to come at me and ask me about things that had happened. Uh, his at is Slain Monkey 86. Um, but he decided to come at me and ask me about a particular issue that he had found, proof of about me, and I sat for about 3 or 4 hours explaining to him that I actually was the center of a controversy back in 2008, um, under a different name at the time, because back then the only places I used the name Kitthesoulless were on AnthroChat and I think one other forum, I guess. But I think it was the Sackfurs group that I was a part of that I also had my name switched to Kitthesoulless. Everywhere else, though, I just went by Enigmatic Soul. Um, or just straight Soulless. So something came up and he asked me, so we found this information on this website. Can you explain why that's there? If not, we're kind of going to use it against you. And I'm sitting here going, I spent 5 years. I legitimately spent 5 years. Oh, hey, Claire! Congratulations. But no, I spent 5 years trying to clear my name after somebody smeared me and made me look like a demon to so many people. I legitimately got uh, harassed out of the few places that I had to stay in touch with friends. I lost dozens of people that I cared about back in 2008 when all this shit hit the fan. And the one thing that I wasn't able to get stripped from the internet from that controversy came back this year and essentially bit me in the ass when all of the Kero shit went down, because I had people threatening to, reopen that old issue and try to claim that everything that was, or that I was accused of, was actually real, and this, that, and the other thing. It's just like, ugh, I've been through this once. I don't want that to happen again. But realistically, I know it's going to, because shortly after talking to him, he wasn't the one initially that leaked the information about me. It was another one of the people in his chat decided, okay, even though he's already talked to this person, even though everything's been cleared up, I'm gonna go still run with this. So I got accused yet again of being something I'm not. Oh, and that's the thing. Witch hunting is a pain in the ass. It really has no place in any community, but it's kind of part of human nature to fuck with people that you don't like or you don't know, or to just fear things that you don't understand. Um, but anyways, the next issue we're actually going to be talking about, it's not listed properly in here, but it's targeted, and I actually want to give you guys a bit of information on the kind of shit that Kero has been going through. Show you some of the information that I've got on some of the things that he's dealt with. I kind of want to show you the general gist of everything that was sent his way, or what have you. Because I've got literal dozens and dozens of files of just screenshots of people, saying things like they're going to kill him, or, that he should hang himself, or this, that, and the other thing, and it's kind of intense. And realistically, it wasn't just him that got targeted because of all of this. At this point, it's anybody that supported him, anybody that did anything other than shout out how much they hate him, essentially got treated this way to some degree. Some got it worse than others. It even got to the point where there were people admitting to me in private that they didn't want to have their name associated with any of this because they were afraid that somebody was going to hurt them, or that somebody... I literally had somebody, I won't say their name, literally, I was talking to them for a little while, and they said that the reason they didn't want to have any involvement with the Kero controversy is because they were afraid one of their best friends would probably try to beat them to death if they found out that this person, thought Kero was innocent. And it's, oh my god, how the fuck do you respond to hearing something like that? Oh, good lord. Anyways, so I am going to start. Oh shit, wait. Fuck! I just realized that my files are on the other hard drive from my computer. And I think I may have forgotten to switch them over. Give me just a second, motherfucker. If that is the case, I will make a video later showcasing all of the bullshit that, was sent Kero's way. Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm not going to be able to get to those. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get to those fucking files. God damn it. Yeah, no, I had one job apparently, and I forgot to transfer those over. Fuck. Anyways, I will make a short video later showing you guys what I'm talking about. But suffice it to say, it's been pretty bad. And for me personally, it was. Actually, you know what? Let's move into the next area on this because that. Let's see. It is 52 minutes and 30 seconds, and we are moving into the targeted discussion board, or what have you. But what I mean when I say targeted is this is one of the worst experiences I've had in this particular controversy. Was one of the individuals that had been harassing Kero as well at the time went by the I believe the Twitter handle was Kero Diddles Kids. They had been, trying to harass Kero and everybody associated with them blocked them, but because I don't block people fairly often, he stuck around and started harassing me, and it just continuously got worse and worse. It got to the point where he was constantly stalking me. Every time I tweeted something out, he would make a response saying something horrifying, either threatening me or he never openly publicly threatened me because he knew what it would cause, but this guy would stalk me on Twitter constantly and continuously sent me messages in private saying things like, "Oh, I know where you live, you're going to die tomorrow," things like that. And at one point he sent me a private thing showing me that he had seen somehow that I had registered for BLFC, and he had sent me a message saying, "I'll see you there, you'll be in itty bitty pieces." And when I asked him, well, what the fuck does that mean? He sent me an image of a pipe bomb. So, that was a thing. So, indirectly or directly, or however you want to see it, this individual had essentially just sent me a threat saying that if I showed up at BLFC, he was going to blow up my room. And the problem with that is my kids were going to be there. Or at least one of my kids was going to be there. I had friends that were staying with me. Um, so at that point, this person was not only threatening my life, but threatening the lives of other people who had nothing to do with this as well. And this is kind of what I mean by people got targeted when they stood up for Kero. Um, and honestly, if you ask me now if I would have done everything the same, fuck yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to change who I am or what I believe because people want to threaten harm or threaten to kill me or my family or friends. I stick by my own beliefs. I don't change those for anyone unless they give me a fucking reason to. And I mean a better reason than I'm going to fight you with fear and terror and threats of harm if you don't abide or don't obey. It's just not who I am. I can't stand tyrants. It's just plain and simple. I can't stand tyrants. Anyways, so that in and of itself was a pain in the ass trying to get through. I did actually go to BLFC. We changed the room that we were supposed to be in at the... Oh, correction. Shortly after we got that, I had a friend of mine book the rooms for us, so I didn't even know where the hell we were going. And the person rather that was helping us get our room, I trust him enough to know he's not going to let any of that information out. He's probably one of the people that I would trust with my actual, public information. Mostly because I know that if mine gets leaked, it means his has gotten leaked too. And given his, profession, he can't necessarily afford to have that happen. So. But anyways. So we did take precautions. We did take steps to ensure that that threat couldn't be a thing. But it was still fairly stressful, and I remember the one time that I nearly had a panic attack at BLFC this year was when somebody walked up behind me wearing a pup hood that was just basic colors, black, no, colored highlights, nothing stood out. It was literally just a black on black mask. And I was outside essentially vaping, trying not to stress out because I had a panel in, like, I think it was 15-20 minutes prior, or, well, not 15-20 minutes prior, it was like an hour prior, or an hour I was outside an hour before my panel, and some dude walked up behind me and I felt this sharp pain in the back of my head. And really what happened was, I think he, brushed up against something, or he may have stumbled or something, but I'll tell you this right off the bat. The dude didn't look like he was sober, so I didn't bring it to con ops or anything. But I felt this sharp pain in the back of my head, and my body lurched forward, and for a second I thought, oh my god, somebody just attacked me. And I think what happened is it turned out he stumbled and something clipped the back of my head. I think it may have actually been his freaking pup hood that knocked me. And hey, Kero, you don't need to apologize. Like I said, if I were asked right now if I would have gone through all of this again for the same reason, the answer would still be yes. So, I consider you a friend, man, so. And a lot of people know there's nothing I would not do to make sure my friends are okay. Well, hey, Sinbad, if that's ever the case, feel free. Let me know a couple months prior, and we'll see about setting you up a room. Um, but yeah, no. Another good example of people being targeted throughout all of this is Anthrocon this year. Somebody apparently bought one of Kira's fursuits or what have you, and wore it out and about at the convention, and people absolutely lost their shit. So that was a thing. And I'm not going to say one way or another. There's people that believe that that was just a hoax for Kero to be able to walk around in his own suit. Or there's some people that actually believe that he legitimately sold the suit or what have you. I'm not going to go into that. If Kero wants to, he can. I try not to speculate. But the guy that apparently bought the suit was essentially targeted left, right, and center. People calling him a zoophile, people calling him everything you could think of, essentially equating him to Kero, and saying that because he was willing to buy the suit, he must be into the same things that Kero was accused of being into. Which, come on, folks, it's a suit. What matters most is the person that is inside it, what they do with it. It's like, wearing clothing that somebody else has worn. If you go to a thrift shop, I mean, you can't necessarily tell if the shirt you're buying was, previously owned by a serial killer or what have you. But it doesn't turn you into that person if you just wear their clothing. I mean, come on, seriously. And quite honestly, I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have gone to a convention at that point if. How to explain this? I probably wouldn't have gone and done the same thing, like wearing it out in public, just because I know how bad it was gonna cause people to react. But at the same time, I kind of would have been tempted to do the same thing. Just because people have blown all of this shit so far out of proportion, it's not even funny anymore. There have been days where I have actually gone and done things for the sake of pissing people off in this controversy. And if you give me a second, I can actually show you kind of what I'm talking about. And I kind of sparked a thing. I kind of sparked a thing on, hold on, grabbing my train of thought again. I sparked a thing on my Discord server where people are now making Kero memes, or ones that are, not as toxic as what you see out already. And I kind of want to show you guys one of these, because they can be hilarious. So give me a second. Oh, hell. That wasn't it. Well, where the hell did it save to? I'm sorry, folks. Things have apparently been not so rod. Hey, Kero, will the Fancy 5 video be released to YouTube in the future, or as a patron only video? I wish I knew what you were talking about. Oh, god damn it. Because now you've kind of you kind of sparked my interest. Oh, it's saved to the desktop. That's why. But yeah, kind of want to show you guys what I mean by I kind of sparked something in my Discord server. Because people have been making memes, and they start off with things like this one here. They literally started off with, pictures like this one. Oh, man. And Max, to answer your question, yeah, a good chunk of it was faked. It was either faked or misdirection in pretty much all of it, yeah. And I'm honestly not going to rag on people who saw it and assumed that it couldn't have been possibly faked. Because just to find the inconsistencies in the logs, I'm gonna move this over here. But just to find the inconsistencies in the logs, I literally had to break it down to XML, which is not easy to do. Anyways, but no, the reason why I started doing memes like that is because, holy god, there have been moments throughout this controversy where, because of the people that have, come after me or, tried to discredit me or what have you, just because of the fact that I have a connection to Kero, or because I don't outright, voice my hatred for people, that it's okay to attack me. So I kind of went and just decided to get stupid with some of my more creative talents and created some of these weird ass little memes. Now, here's another good one, by the way, folks. There you go. Also, mlems for everyone. But yeah, so I don't know. So if anybody else wants, we're going to open the floor for anybody who wants to. No, actually, I don't think we've gotten very many trolls. I'm fairly certain we got some people listening who want to troll, or what have you, but no one's really spoken up, or, outright come out and started freaking out, which is kind of common at this point for these streams. But anyways, if you guys want to talk about, issues about how you've been targeted or what have you, or tell a story or two about how things have gotten uncomfortable or dangerous for you because of the controversy, feel free. I'm going to open up the floor and start answering questions now on that particular subject. So I'm actually going to check the Discord really quick here. See if there's anybody who wants to come on voice. Oh, Sinbad apparently is in the chatterbox, just hanging out. Rick Brony, welcome to the Discord. But anyways, if anybody wants to come on and talk about this particular topic, let me know, either in the chat here or in the Discord or what have you. If not, in a couple minutes, we're going to switch to the horror stories, which, actually, you know what, I think I'm going to strip that one from the docket, because Target had already kind of went over that. We can switch over to future hopes and what have you. And I'm actually going to alter the schedule here, I guess, or the topics, because we've been a little all over the place here. Actually, hey Rick, more than likely he's already seen you say that. He tends to watch these live streams, and he's actually been in this live stream already, in the chat section. But yeah, if you want, I can tell him for you. Oh man. And yeah, Claire, apparently you missed him because he was on a little earlier. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know why you miss him. He tends to pop in from well, like that. He tends to pop in from time to time. Oh, good lord. Somebody just messaged me saying, hey, there's a shit ton of drama going on in another group I'm part of. Oh, hey, hide. Oh, Eroyin doesn't have much clue about the controversy with Kero is essentially he was falsely accused of a bunch of horrifying shit.
Um, uh, that was a mistake. Come here. Oh,
It's alright. So we just had somebody pop into the live call room. This is one of the reasons why we keep the actual audio from the live call room locked, is because somebody just mistakenly stumbled into the live call room on the Discord server. Anyways. Yeah, no, he's actually done a couple videos, I think. I know he did one very specifically that tackled the subject of mersuitors and how people kind of go after them a little bit. Yeah, Claire, you really need to go watch a little more of his content. Yeah, ironically, that's right. That video specifically was against witch hunting and essentially telling people, hey, live and let live. If they want to do this in suit, go ahead. Whoa. Hey, Dark Matter, little warning prior to jumping in like that, please.
Sorry. Never used the Discord thing before.
That's fine. Do you want to voice something onto the stream?
I just would say Kero is a hero. Kero is somebody that's awesome.
All
I
right.
didn't want to say something positive.
So, hey guys, I'm going to actually open up the audio for the call really quick. One of the members of our collab team by the name of Dark Matter Wolf wanted to come on and say something positive about Kero, so I'm going to open the floor to him for a second. There you go, man.
I just wanted to say, Kero, you're a hero, and everybody that's against you is a zero. Yeah, it rhymes.
Hey, you're a poet and you didn't know.
Oh, sorry. I'm not at home right now. Kero, you're a hero. Everybody that's against you is a zero.
Anyways, Dark, I'm going to cut the audio to the thing now because you are echoing pretty bad. Alright, thanks for coming on, man. Anyways. But yeah. Sure, Claire, hop on the call. We are currently in the live call room, so if you have anything you want to say, I'm actually going to open the floor for people to come on if they want to say something specifically to Kero, because, well, we can see he's actually in the chat right now, so he's definitely listening. Just, Claire, do me a favor and make sure it's appropriate. Anyways, slots open. And
God damn it.
hold on. Opening up the channel, here is Claire.
Hi.
I
I'm
can
going to
already
be able
hear.
to hear myself.
I can already hear you blushing. By the way.
Screw you. Anyways, Kero, you are one of the most amazing suitors I've ever seen on YouTube, and I hope that you get back to making content someday. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us hope he gets back to it at some point soon. Anyways.
Also love you, Kero.
Knew that was coming. Anyways, I'm gonna cut off the channel now for a sec. I miss Kira's weird noises. I watched his moan compilation several days ago. God damn it. Yeah, no, there's one specifically that he did that I can't even mimic myself, but it was during a video in which he had mentioned he had just drank a bunch of strawberry banana juice, like 2 fucking bottles of it, and then just made this weird ass sort of noise. It was amusing. First time I heard that, I was on my ass laughing.
Don't get it the wrong way, Kit. My laptop black.
Oh, it's okay, Hyde. Was there something you wanted to say in the stream?
No, really.
Alright,
Fine.
that's fine, man. Take care. Yeah, no, I'm fairly certain all of us could hear you blushing at the end of that one, Claire. Anyways, very specifically, I kind of want to move in now into... Oh, how can you hear blushing? So that's a figure of speech. Hearing somebody blush means you can hear the change in their voice and in generally how they breathe or how they respond. It's kind of the same thing as, you know, being able to tell when somebody's lying. It's just being able to pick up on subtle cues that make it very obvious to people who know you that, you know, you're embarrassed. Ken Blade, you actually have missed quite a bit. We've gone through a bunch of discussion topics. We're actually going to be moving on to future hopes here since we are at 1 hour and 20 minutes. Very specifically, we are at 1 hour and 20 minutes. 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 25 seconds. We are now moving on to future hopes. Which, what I mean by the whole future hopes thing is, I kind of have this idea of what things are going to be like after the investigation ends and after all this bullshit calms down and after the community becomes a little less toxic. I'm sitting here hoping that Kero will definitely come back both to the community and to YouTube as a platform, because there are a lot of people out there that really miss seeing his content and hope they get to see more. One of the issues I think that wait, Sheets video. I'm now confused as to what you're talking about, Kero, but anyways, no, there's a lot of people out there that have been asking me, do you know if Kero's going to be coming back? Do you know if he's going to ever start shooting again, this, that, and the other thing? I hate to be the one to say that I'm not certain, because at this point, the only one that can be entirely certain about all of that is Kero himself. But personally, I hope that he'll come back. I really do hope that, fuck it, man. I'll direct this one straight to you. I really fucking hope you do make good on some of the things we were talking about. And I do hope to see you. I do hope to see you come back and essentially. Yep. That's a user getting timed out. Anyways, let's see if I can find out whose brand account that is, shall we? Yep, it's just a fucking sock account. Oh well, I'll have it. I'll have the brand account sent in through YouTube, and I'll see about finding out who it is to put in a report. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. I really do hope you come back, because I know you've got a hell of a lot more to tell the community. I know you've got a hell of a lot more to show. And quite honestly, I miss seeing new fucking videos from you, dude. What's up, Shock? Anyways. Yeah, no, hide everybody. Addressing the candy thing, that scare happens literally every year, and what you just sent a picture to the chat of, some of them, yes, are legitimate pieces of ecstasy. Actually, no, those all look like legit pieces of ecstasy. It's a drug that is made to look like funny little chalk candies that can really fuck you up. But yeah, no, I'll go into that a little bit later. So, place and time. Thank you for shouting that out. I will, redo it. Or I will repost it to the Discord as an announcement a little later. So, no problem. Kero the Cryptic Wolf. Oh, man. But yeah. So, another thing, honestly, that I hope to see happen is I honestly want to see the people that caused all of this and the people that decided to spread a whole shit ton of what can be construed as illegal pornography um across Twitter and across several other platforms. I really hope that they get what they deserve, because one, there should be laws at this point about uh spreading misinformation. The laws against slander and libel should be a hell of a lot more stringent in some cases when it comes to people intentionally trying to hurt somebody. And what you don't understand is these witch hunts, they can literally ruin a person's life. Um, like I said, back in 2008, I was the center of one, and about 2 years prior to that, I had a buddy who was attacked in 2006 because everybody thought he was a pedophile, and the kid was only 16. Everybody was calling him a pedophile. Everybody was saying, this person is 29 years old and dating a 15-year-old. And he was dating a 15-year-old. He was only a year older than them. He was 16. But he was literally harassed into suicide. And I will never forget when his dad contacted me and told me, we found him in the kitchen this morning, and one of the reasons why I'm so anti-hate, why I'm so anti-witch hunting, is because I lost one of my best friends when I was younger to it. I didn't speak up then, and that has haunted me literally most of my life, because there was a lot I could have done to help him. I don't make that mistake anymore. When I see something like this happening and I know it's wrong, or I know that it's, that there is any chance that the person is innocent, I speak up. And I'm usually one of the first to speak up and say, hey, listen, don't go blowing shit out of proportion. Because I've seen firsthand what happens when things go too far. Everybody thinks the little jokes, things like drink bleach or that, or what have you, that they're just funny little quips to say to insult somebody, and they're not. I can tell you that my buddy Seth's, or not Seth, Sev, my buddy Sev, his family was never the same either. His mom couldn't look at anybody for 2 years because of how she found her son on the fucking kitchen floor dead. All because a bunch of people online decided that it was their job to tell him that he deserved to, not be here. So, I honestly hope that things like this start affecting the people who cause all of this hatred. I really hope it. I really hope someone stands up and starts, fighting back against this sort of shit, or it's just going to continue getting worse and worse. So, anyways, on to a less jury topic. I think I'm going to open up the floor for anybody of you guys who want to send a message directly to Kero. If you want to voice whatever you want, I'm going to open up the floor to you guys. Once again, the Discord is open. We're in the live chatter room. If you want to send a message or what have you, or you want to say something, feel free, message me, enter the, live call room, and, let me know, and I'll open up the channel for you guys to talk. So. And that's a ban. Anyways. Which video is the crypt one? Wait, what? So, it's funny that we've only gotten one troll so far coming in, you know, saying shit like, you know, kill this person. See, I really wish that were the case, Claire. I really wish it were the situation of people just don't realize what they're saying, but throughout the past year, I've met people who actively wear the names of the individuals that they've driven to suicide as a sort of a badge of honor. I shit you not. I met a dude who has names just tattooed along his arm in a list of people he's literally harassed into killing themselves. Some people don't care. Some people want to use everything they can as a weapon. They want to weaponize their hatred. People like that, they need to start being held accountable for what they do. Because realistically, there are laws in our country, at least, that state that if you encourage suicide and the person actually does hurt themselves or even kills themselves, you can be tried for murder. We need to start acting on that. We need to start holding people who do this sort of thing accountable. Because every time they voice the desire to see somebody dead, they are legitimately attempting to kill somebody by saying that. So, that's the thing. And quite honestly, Claire, I'm entirely surprised that we haven't had more people coming in spewing things like what our cute little attempted troll just did. I don't know. I really don't. To answer your question, Derek, some people just... they stop caring. And I don't know what the cause of it is. I don't know why people can become that way, but some people just enjoy the idea of their actions causing the death of another individual, and it's sick. And we're actually going to move in. Hello, Rainbow. This actually brings us to our next topic, which is the cycle of hate. We are at 1 hour 34 minutes. Oh, it's okay, Rainbow, but we're moving in at 1 minute or 1 hour 34 minutes into the topic of oh, apparently Kero sent me a message into the cycle of hate, which a lot of people don't understand what I mean when I start talking about that. Very true, Kero. Very true. By the way, Rainbow, Kero has been here through most of this stream already. Your sister unexpectedly moved in. That's a thing. That is very much a thing. But anyways, since we're moving on into the topic of the cycle of hate, what I mean when I mention that is hatred literally just creates more hatred. It's, for lack of a better word, it's like a cancer. The more you ignore it, the more you let it be, the worse and the faster it spreads. If you don't do something to stop the spread of hatred, it's just going to keep going until it destroys somebody or something. Or if you let it go long enough, it can completely kill off a society. It all just boils down to how long people are willing to ignore it. Good quote. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That's actually one of the reasons why I chose to stand by Kero and why I chose to look into the so-called evidence that was leveled against him as much as I did. It's because I saw everyone going and instantly jumping on the, oh my god, he's a monster bandwagon. And I couldn't. I can't do that. I can't just follow the crowd, because I know what happens when you do that. And I really didn't want to see that happen again. So. I mean, ask Kero, by the way. The first couple messages I sent to him were literally me saying that if he was ever feeling suicidal or ever feeling to, like he was going to hurt himself and he needed somebody to talk to just flat out call me any fucking time of day. I didn't give a shit what time it was, what hour it was. I just told him, if you need somebody to talk to, call. Oh, probably never doing that again. Blech. Sorry, I had a weird taste in my mouth, so I had to get rid of it somehow. Yes, people need to speak before they can shout. That's another good way of saying this. But yeah. Another thing that people don't see and don't realize or don't recognize is that with so many people spreading hate all around you, it can make monsters of even the best of men. If you let it, that mindset can creep in and it can infect you. And it can make you do things that you never thought you would do. Like harassing somebody else because they don't agree with you. I've personally watched people I thought I knew go from being completely level-headed to losing their shit at somebody that they perceive to be their enemy or perceive to be some kind of opposition just because they didn't agree with them. And I've had a couple of those people that I've watched essentially descend into madness tell me later that it was because they just couldn't stand the way people were acting and they let it get to them. And realistically, I've had moments like that myself. I've come very close to losing control and losing my shit at people because they've disagreed with me, or because they've come at me so, what's the word? Well, let's just say they've come at me with such strong opinions that they started, attacking me, be it verbally or physically. And it just leads to one thing or another, and I lose my shit. And I'm honestly happy that moments like that don't happen very often. I think throughout this entire year, I've literally had 2 issues where that's happened. So. But yeah. It can fuck with you pretty badly. Hatred can literally make the most noble, most honorable of men into tyrants and monsters. And realistically, Actually, no, Claire, one of them was a DJ. Um, the other one was actually somebody else that I'm fairly certain you haven't met. His name is Jonathan. Um, and no, I don't mean Otter either. Literally goes by the name Elemental Icy online. And me and him got into a discussion when he first found out that I was, looking into the whole Kero controversy. He knew what was going on and essentially told me that I was an idiot for even looking into it instead of just, saying that I believed he was guilty and just being done with it. And me and him got into such a big argument that we lost contact with each other for about 6 months. Mostly because it got to the point where we both lost it pretty much at the same time and started saying shit that neither of us meant to say. And one thing led to another, and it nearly destroyed a friendship that we had since we were kids. Thankfully, both of us realized what had happened. We're still friends. We still have contact with each other. He actually sent me a couple pictures of his daughter recently. And good lord, that little kid's growing up so damn fast too. Sorry, just off on a tangent there, but no. Going back to what I was saying, if you don't actively try to stop, allowing yourself to feel hatred towards another person, or even towards a situation, I mean, it can be as simple or as petty as, oh my god, I hate it when this happens. And that's how it starts. You let yourself feel one of our worst emotions, and it just becomes easier and easier to feel it. And it becomes easier and easier to justify allowing it to control a part of your life. And eventually it gets to the point where you just can't stop. And really all you need to do is recognize when you are feeling that emotion, take a step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to let this happen. I'm not going to let this emotion dictate who I am and how I treat others. It is as simple as that. Just take a step back when you know that something is wrong, when you know that you can't, stop yourself from feeling that way. Just stop, walk away. That's all it takes. Remind yourself that it is very much a sickness. And you'll find it's a hell of a lot easier to go about your life, weirdly enough, too. When I was a lot younger, when I was an activist, when I was in my teens, I let myself get into the mindset of anyone who's against me is someone who deserves to be hated. And it screwed my life up pretty bad. I lost friends, I lost people that could have helped me. I had people literally give up on me because I wouldn't stop being the spiteful individual that I was as a kid. And it took me literally losing everything. I even almost lost my family before it dawned on me that I was letting all of this happen. That I was essentially allowing my own hatred to ruin my life and the lives of the people around me. And it's actually one of the reasons why one of my favorite quotes in all of literature is one from the Odyssey. And you know what? Because I know I'm not going to be able to do it justice. Kiara, hello. Wait, we have somebody on live chatter. Anyways, I know I can't do it justice trying to do this particular quote from memory, but give me a second. Um, it was a quote by Aristotle that wound up finding its way into a book called the Odyssey. Um, the quote is, "Anyone can be angry. This is easy. But to be angry with the right person at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way is not within everyone's power. And that is not easy." The actual quote from the Odyssey. God damn it. Ow, that was my ear. Somebody just... Hey, nice, Zarkon. Welcome to the channel. And sorry about this, I just realized I'm on fucking Bing searching. Why does it always default me to Bing? Hey, another one. Hey, well, welcome. And, let's see, we had another one just pop up. So, Zarkon Crux, welcome to the stream and to the channel. And Mr. Branch Logic, welcome to the stream and welcome to the channel. It's always good to have new people join in and chat with, or join in and to chat with. So, the quote that I was looking for from the Odyssey is when Odysseus, in the guise of a old beggar, talks to his son and says, "It is not yet time to fight. You must learn. To be angry is easy, but to be angry at the right man at the right time and for the right reason is more important." Greetings, fellow Homo sapiens. Well, that's one way to put it. And yeah, a lot of people were rainbow. And honestly, when I was younger, I was taught that hate was okay, that it was something that we all felt, and that it could be used as a weapon. I learned the hard way that all it causes is pain. All hate causes is suffering and more hatred. That's it. Anyways. I think we're going to keep the discussion on the cycle of hate open until 2 hours, so for about another 10 minutes. And then we're going to go into open chatter, which means we can literally talk about anything you want. Oh, okay. Alright, Zarkon. Take care, man. Heather, I was taught that too to some degree, but at the same time, it was kind of a mixed message. When someone hates hatred, I don't know. I really don't. Well, thank you, man. Zarkon says he likes the vid. Well, thank you. Also, poke the blip. And no, hating hatred is not necessarily a double negative, but it does make no sense. Because it's kind of a, I think the word is an oxymoron. No, not even an oxymoron. It's catch-22, I guess? If you hate hatred, then you're still feeling hatred. It's kind of a never-ending cycle at that point. Yeah. And that's another problem that we have a lot. Thank you, branch logic. Paradox was the word I was looking for. It is a paradox. It essentially creates a never-ending cycle. If you hate hatred, then you're still feeling the emotion that you despise. Therefore, at the same time, it's... You'll never stop feeling it, but you always want to stop feeling it. And at that point, that would be enough to make somebody go a little bit batty nuggets. But yeah. Hello again, Shock. Anyways, so one of the best examples, though, of the cycle of hate that I've noticed is there's an individual who's been helping Kero out. I'm not going to name names, but he's gone from essentially being there to stop people from, you know, going too far in what they say to, you know, being the one going too far in what he says. And I've actually kind of slowly watched that happen, and no matter how many times I bring it up, it doesn't help. That's another thing that's really kind of a sad truth is you can't teach people, or you can try to teach people, but you can't force them to stop hating somebody. If they want to let that emotion destroy their life, if they want to let that feeling be the thing that drives them, that's entirely up to them, and there's nothing you can do to change them. Somebody has to want to change. And usually it takes a lot. Once you start allowing yourself to hate things or to hate people, it takes a lot to stop you from wanting to feel that. Because, like Claire said, and like fucking Aristotle and Al said, and Odysseus said, being angry is easy. I mean, shit, just look at the political landscape. Look at America and everybody who's been fighting for various reasons. Being angry is easy. It's a little too easy. And sometimes people start realizing that they get more attention if they're pissed off. Or they get more attention if they start acting out against something that a lot of other people hate and allow themselves to hate that too. Oh. But man. By the way, folks, I really hope you guys have something to talk about that's a little less, uh, what's the word? Depressing when we move on into open chatter. Um, and yeah, Skunk, you're right. Losing control is pretty easy to do too. Um, really, you can't force people to change, but the way I see it, the more people see me, um, and how well I'm doing when I don't allow myself to feel that particular emotion, I try to lead by example. I have always been and always will be anti hate. If I let myself get to, or correction, haven't always been, but for the better half of my adult life, I have been anti hate. What changed is realizing that that emotion was losing me friends, that it was legitimately letting it led to people I knew and loved dying. And when I realized that, I figured this is not something that we need in this world. To me, hatred is literally the root of all evil, for lack of a better word. Every single solitary conflict we have had in our history as a species can be chalked up to one of two things: either necessity or hatred. And more often than not, hatred is used in a tool, or used in a tool as a tool. It's essentially the ultimate weapon of war. It allows you to stop seeing the people that you're fighting against as human. It lets you see people as simply enemies. Hey, Skunk. Let me ask you something, Skunk. Do you know one thing that hatred has caused that could override every negative thing that it's been a part of? Because I've seen it completely destroy families. I've seen it completely obliterate people. I've seen what happens when hatred is spread en masse. I've seen what happens when hatred is given the power to dictate a community. We've all seen it. Our history is full of it. Hatred is one of the things that led to World War II. It was quite literally, if you want to simplify everything, the German soldiers that were fighting in World War II, they were just doing their job and they were just taught to hate their enemies. That's it. They were taught to hate. And for that, they were able to justify doing some of the worst things we've ever seen happen in our world. That's why I do not think that hatred is anything but negative. There's no good that has ever come out of it. Well, yeah. That's why I was branch logic, that's why I was saying uh hey Skunk, the downside to that is, even if it's just getting even at somebody, or getting back at something or somebody for something they did to you, it still leads to more pain, more suffering, and more hatred. So, how is that not anything but negative? How is that literally anything but a negative emotion? But yeah, no. Branch logic, as I was saying, hate is essentially the ultimate weapon of war. It is used by every single soldier in the world to justify what they have to do. It is utilized by every army in the world to justify dehumanizing the people that they consider enemies to make it easier to kill them. By the way, for the record, I'm anti-hate, and probably no surprise, I'm anti-war too. I don't like the idea of killing people. I really don't. See, now you're going in. Now you're kind of going into semantic skunk. But here's the thing: to hate a thing, it's not as bad. I'll give it that. But it makes it easier to feel that emotion every time you let it in. It makes it easier to justify horrible things. And yeah, Sinbad, war is inevitable sometimes. My point is, I'm not saying hatred is what causes all wars. I'm not saying that it's the only thing out there. I'm saying it's a tool that's used far too easily, and it can ruin you. The number of people I've had in my life who have become soldiers and come back and had issues with not being able to trust people or not being able to see people as human anymore is astounding. One of my childhood friends by the name of Jeremy decided at some point that he was going to become a soldier. He was discharged after a mortar shell went off behind him, essentially left 50% of his back covered in burn scars. And me and him were talking, and he told me that he can't see anyone from Middle Eastern descent as human anymore. That every time he sees somebody who even looks like they're of Middle Eastern descent, that he has the urge to walk over and grab them and strangle them to death. Because he doesn't see them as human anymore. It was because he was taught to hate the people that he was fighting against. And at some point he stopped being able to see them as anything other than something he despised. So, yes, Neon Kitten, hate is very much a part of human psychosis. It's very much a part of human nature. But if you want to get into that, so is violence, so is murder, and yet most people would say that those actions are abhorrent. That the desire to kill another individual is monstrous. It might be part of who we are, but that doesn't mean it should be something that defines us, or something that we allow to control us. And realistically, for as much as I talk about it, and as much as I say I am entirely against hate, when it comes right down to it, if I were face to face with the man who threatened to blow up my room, kill me, my friends, and my kids, I'd probably punch him in the face. But I can't bring myself to hate somebody even like that. Because I've been in the situation of seeing what happens when I let myself lose control and let myself hate somebody enough that I would be moved to action. But yeah. Realistically, I don't hate anyone. I try very hard not to ever feel that emotion anymore. But that's just me, I guess. Everybody has their own views on that, and I will give it that. For me, it's something that I see as one of the faults of humanity that needs to be changed to some degree. But anyways, we're actually over time for this particular topic. So, we are at 2 hours and 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And we are going to move into open chatter. So this is the part of the stream where, well, for a second here, I'm actually going to head off to get myself a drink because I'm getting dry mouth. And the only thing I currently have at my disposal to drink is vodka, and I don't want to do that. But this one is essentially open discussion. This is essentially meant for a back and forth between me and anybody else who's here in the chat who wants to talk or bring up things that were discussed earlier or what have you. Also, give me just a second. Yeah. See, hey Skunk, one of the literally what you just said kind of brings to mind the topic of them versus us. And realistically, I see a problem with it. Because I'm fairly certain that everybody in this chat right now, everybody in this live stream, has at one point let themselves hate someone. We've all had at least one person in our lives that we could justify hurting, even if we don't vocalize it, even if we don't express that emotion. We've all had at least one person that we could think, and we could think to ourselves, I dislike them to such a degree that I could justify taking a lead pipe and smacking them in the face. Or I could justify running them over with my car. Something like that. Most people have these sort of emotions. Most people have these thoughts. I'm not personally saying that it's a bad thing. After all, feeling that way is part of human nature. But vocalizing it and letting it control you. I really should be more clear. Vocalizing it and letting it control you. Or letting it dictate what you do in life. That is when it becomes an issue. So. Anyways. Oh yeah. We're more than capable of feeling hatred. My thing is acting on it. I don't believe it's anything, or I don't believe it's something that you should allow yourself to do. Good one. Hatred fuels hatred. That is actually very true. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys at this point. What do you guys want to chat about? Because we are now officially in open chatter. If you guys have any questions for me involving the Kero controversy or what have you, or I haven't been clear on anything throughout this, feel free to ask in the chat. If you guys want to say something through the Discord, let me know. I will open up the channel for people to talk if they want. But anyways. Also, Claire, yeah, you getting a freaking job at this point is going to be a good thing. So, if you actually manage to get that job, if you've got an interview and you've got a surefire thing, then fuck yes. Because, yay. He actually sent me a copy of it, or sent me the link to it. I'm definitely going to go look that up, after the stream, though. Because I can't actually run video or audio while I'm on stream from anybody else's YouTube channel. Well, Rainbow, if he's still around in chat, I think I'll let him answer that one. Because it would be kind of interesting. Anyways, I will be right back, everybody. I'm going to go get myself a drink. Alright, and by the way, folks, I am going to leave a meme up for you guys to see while I'm away. And I'm back. I have myself a drink. Right here. Hey, Kero. If you're around whenever you get around to coming back, if you come back, I think I got you a couple images for merch. Because, another good one, and I'm fairly certain this one is going to lack context for a while. But, But yeah, another of the memes that I have that is going to lack context for a while, but needless to say, it was caused by a discussion that me and Kero had at one point. Would be this one. Hello, Anonymous. It's alright, man. Poor Claire. But no, that came from a discussion me and Kero had been having a while back about the differences between mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. Oh. Oh, and apparently Kero likes Miracle Whip. But meh. But yeah, literally all the memes I've done with Kero, or rather about Kero, have wound up on our server as well. So if you want to go check them out, they're literally under the Kero memes tab on the server. This is too porny. I'm too Muslim for this. Oh, good lord, Shock. Oh. Anyways. Ah, what the fuck? Oh. Ooh. I just nearly stepped on something that impaled my foot last night. Again. That nearly went back into my foot. But yeah, no, I was walking around in my room barefoot, and apparently something of mine that was ceramic broke, and I didn't realize it. And I wound up with that in the side of my foot, about halfway into my foot. Oh. But yeah. So, does anybody have questions? Is there anything I didn't, vocalize well enough? What is a good bean recipe? It depends on the type of bean. Do I do martial arts? I meant involving the Kero controversy. That stuff. By the way, trying to, because the way I'm seeing it, it's over there, but it's really right there. All of that stuff. Do I do martial arts? Yes, actually, multiple different styles. I've studied martial arts ever since I was a kid. Started out with Kaibo, kickboxing, for those who don't know. Anonymous drew a depressed-looking tree today with post-it notes. Wing Chun Kung Fu. I have no idea what that is. Although when you said that, the first thing the first thing that popped into my mind was Jeet Kune Do. Ah, Shrek is not God. But Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Oh, okay. So I wasn't too terribly far off then, apparently. No, the types that I've studied are more things like Kaibo, kickboxing, jujitsu. I studied weapons play for a while. Um, very specifically sword play and Japanese styles. Um, the art of using the spear, and a couple other weapons that you probably would never see in use nowadays. Um, hey, Zapperfox, long time no see. Welcome to the stream. Um, I also learned things like Krav Maga and Muay Thai. So. Then again, I also grew up in a military family, so learning different ways to protect myself was kind of, you know, on par for most of my childhood. Hey, you actually spelled it right. Cool. Not much, honestly. Just kind of wrapping up a discussion about the whole how things have fared throughout the year for the Kero controversy. Realistically, guys, in the time that I've spent um, just literally looking into everything, and this is one of the things that I want to share with you guys before we stop the stream. Um, ah, but one of the things that I kind of want to share, and I've got to edit this out really quick because I don't know if this person wants their name necessarily being added to this. So I'm gonna screenshot this and I'm gonna edit the name and everything out. And yeah, Kira's doing pretty well. How do I feel about what Nos said about Kero? Specifically what he said or how he acted, because kind of two different things. As for all of it, really, I actually respected Nos prior to all of this to some degree. And let's just say I don't respect the guy anymore. I really don't. anybody who's willing to flip that quickly on somebody that they consider a friend, I'm sorry. I don't give a shit what happens to my reputation if I see a friend in need, and if I see somebody who needs someone to be there for them, I cannot justify turning my back against them. I cannot justify turning away and telling them pretty much that they don't deserve it. And in my eyes, that's kind of what Nos did. So, I have very little respect for the guy at this point. So, I don't know. The way I see it, we kind of have to wait to see how people react as well after the controversy ends and after or to go. No, this is live. um but yeah, no. We kind of have to wait to see how people respond as well after the I'm fairly certain the uh last bits of the investigation against Kero are going to wrap up here within probably the next 6 months. Um and yeah, Zepper, I'm talking about Nas Hyena. Um but realistically, there's a lot of people in the community that throughout this controversy I've lost respect for them. And I don't want to say I dislike these people. I really don't. Because there's not much that you can do when you're in certain situations. And I can understand people responding and reacting badly. But no. I'm sorry. The speed that Nos went from, hey, he's a friend, let's hear him out, let's try and let the actual authorities decide, to, oh my god, he's guilty, lynch him. People don't do that. Good people don't do that. Not that quickly. It took him less than 24 hours to flip entirely on Kero. So. Oh, nothing. It's a year ago when the Kero controversy all started. Nas Hyena was originally one of the people saying, let's wait and see, let's wait and let the authorities deal with this, and all this, that, and the other thing. And then almost, I think it's just a little under a day later, he went from, hey, let's be logical, let's look at this from the right perspective, to, oh my god, he's a horrible person, he deserves everything he gets, and he's guilty as sin, regardless of what the courts say. It's just, oh god damn it. Yeah, no, Mr. Branch Logic, he was to some degree supportive for a little bit during the very start of it, but he flipped so fast that most people won't even remember him being supportive in any way. But anyways, I'm actually almost done editing this stuff out. The reason I'm editing this particular shot is because I know this individual does not necessarily want their name revealed on live stream. So I am going to respect their wishes, but they do want their statement being read. So I'm blanking out their face, or not their face, I'm blanking out their... Eh. Adjustments. Fuck. Hold on. This is taking a little longer than intended. Hey Zapper, you really should have been here earlier, because Kero actually was in the stream with us a little earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Is Majira still neutral? I don't know. He's not made an open thing about it from what I've gathered, but at the same time, I don't honestly think he's neutral at this point. So... Okay. This is another reason why I absolutely hate fucking Windows. There we are. Edit with 3D. Or edit with Paint 3D. Okay. Whoa. Eh. Sorry this is taking so long, by the way, guys. There we are. Okay, so Kira just sent a couple things to me about what he actually did. So, and as I was saying, Kira would actually be the one to ask when it comes to, you know, all of this crap about, you know. Okay, so one of the things that was that became a thing was Nos made a post saying, I don't think it's appropriate that Kero the Wolf should even think about returning to YouTube. I'm speaking up today as a furry YouTuber. I do not fully believe his account of events. If I am right, it is a horrible look for Furry. He should do the right thing and leave. So, and I will go into more detail later. I'm fairly certain that if Kero comes back, when he comes back, he's probably going to do something to clear up some issues with some of the more well-known furry YouTubers as well, because a lot of them have apparently slighted him in some way, shape, or form. But really quick, here we are. This is a thing from a friend who was not initially part of the whole controversy. And weirdly enough, this was another person that I kind of roped into becoming part of it. Or rather, I introduced him to all of the shit that was going down. And they sent me this today saying, thank you for introducing me to Kero, because honestly, he's one of the nicest people I've ever had the pleasure to call a friend. And honestly, I kind of agree with the guy, dude. Kero, you're an interesting fluff, and holy god. It's been interesting being able to, talk to you. You're a good dude. Also, I think you got his name wrong, because, I don't think he's a diet. But yeah. No, I actually, at FC this year, I actually ran into Nasaina. And it's one of those, I kind of wanted to confront him right then and there, ask him why he was such a dick. But at the same time, I didn't want to bring that up, not at a convention. Oh yeah, right there. And realistically, what's in that box is not an Xbox One. It's the box itself has been repurposed. I do believe I have books in there. Anyways. Mlem? So, by the way, just because I have to, somebody misspelled Kira's name and called him Keto. And this got me thinking, because, hey, Claire. I can now say the words keto diet and you'll probably start blushing. Oh. Sorry, Kira, I had to. It's just too easy. Anyways. Yeah. And that is very much a thing, Rainbow. But anyways, we are at 2 hours and 41 minutes. And I think this is probably where we're going to end this particular live stream. We've had a couple interesting discussions, and I'd like to thank all of you who decided to come on and pipe up. Yeah. Also, Kiro, I have a feeling your name is not very well loved when it comes to fucking autocorrect, because I have now seen your name autocorrected to Keto and Keep. So, that is just adorable. Anyways, if anybody has anything else they would like to say, now would be the time. Oh. No problem, Rick. No problem, Rainbow. It is one of the things I do well, talking about controversial topics. Even if a lot of the stuff that I talk about is, to some degree, opinion. Hey, Slenderman. I think you're gonna have to stand in a very long line. Oh god, Kiro Army. That is adorable. Oh, it's okay, Zapper. It's fine. I'm fairly certain people don't, hold grudges over typos. I tell you what, Rick, when I do actually meet him face to face, I will give him a big ass hug for you. If he's okay with being hugged. Hey, damn. Good news, Zapper. 419 subs. Damn. When you hit 500, let me know. We'll have to do something special for you. Excuse me. Must chant a woo. A woo. Anyways. Everybody. Ta-ta, and if you've enjoyed this stream, consider subscribing. If you want to keep up with the channel or what have you, hit the bell icon next to the subscription button, and yay. Also, apparently we've created a new hashtag, or have been doing a new hashtag here. That would be hashtag Kero Army. So, I'm gonna laugh my ass off, because now I have a target for a thunderclap thing if Kero ever comes back to YouTube. Now I know which hashtag we're gonna aim it at. Anyways, until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.